Hey guys, welcome to another episode of the Average African Kid podcast. And today it has been a while since we've been here in the studio. And of course, it's all been schooling, a lot of classes, a lot of studying from the medical school journey. If you haven't seen it yet, go check out the medical school journals. I have been documenting the process of going back to school after a while out of school. And I think you'll find it interesting because we talk in detail about adapting to classes. I even give some audio examples of what classes are like. And I think it's a great example, something that you should go check out. Even on the YouTube channel, there are other things there. But today, we're basically talking about the culmination of the year. This is the beginning of the second year, or rather the third year, the third year of medical school. And, well, what I want to share is that in different phases of schooling, there are different stressors that you face. And for me, what has happened in this new year, it hasn't been the kind of stressors I'm used to. Last year, the stressors were adapting back to studying, learning how to study, understanding the amount of workload you have to do, and equipping yourself to be able to study a lot and do the best. This year has been more about leadership, ability to lead a team, direct people's agenda, while at the same time keeping your grades up, and accomplishing all you have to do in classes. So, I the last episode I uploaded that just went live, it showed me talking about an instance the day before on Saturday where I had an event to run, and then Sunday I had another to address in chapel, something to address in chapel. The very early in the morning, I went there for a sound check before the service started. And if you don't know, I am the sound coordinator for the largest Baptist chapel in Africa, which is kind of wild and amazing that I get to do that. And I talk like this, but it's an opportunity, and I'm glad I'm there. And but at the same time, I'm still a medical student, and many times it becomes overwhelming. I thank God I have a very strong team. I have a great assistant, and I have a great set of other leaders with me. I have a great boss and great other co-leaders, as well as a team that follow my instructions. And that team helps me be able to delegate a lot of responsibility, step away for a while, go study, go do some assignments. And I believe that for me, the only reason I am successful so far is because of my team. In the past, I would have tried to do things by myself. Who am I kidding? I love working by myself. I love doing things and accomplishing things with my own hand, making sure they're done right. But throughout this year, I have focused more on training people and equipping them to do things right. So I have spent a lot more time in being deliberate. For example, sound. I just thought about sound like something that you do, and it feels good to do. But in the past semester, I wish you guys were there for these training sessions we've had. I've had to break sound down in such a way that even I did not realize sound could be so simply broken down. Maybe I should release a course on sound at some point. But breaking down sound in such a way that even the newest volunteer understands what we're doing. And the goal is not just for them to understand. The goal is that in the future, in like 1, 2, 3 years along their college journey, and maybe when they leave school and they go run sound somewhere else, they will have that backbone and foundation so that they can do it by themselves, and they can be useful in teaching others. So teaching them about the basics of sound, about how frequencies work, about how EQ is set, and how your mix is not meant to just be individual channels, but basically you're going to place different frequencies for different instruments in different ranges, so that at the end of the day you have put a frequency here, another here, another here, another here, so that instruments are not competing with each other. And teaching them things from the basics up has really helped my journey, because I have seen the growth in my team, and I've seen the growth in some individuals who are now being appointed as leaders to take charge of different events. The other aspect of my journey is that I realized that I struggle more with anatomy than any other subject. Physiology makes sense to me. Physiology is processes. Biochemistry just simply makes sense to me because I've had bad experiences with biochemistry before, and I believe I have paid the price by studying a lot more biochemistry. I didn't like biochemistry, but by studying biochemistry more, I got an understanding of biochemistry. And originally, I always liked organic chemistry. So my own issue has been to build up my love. It's not really an issue, but I say issue so you understand what I'm saying. Build up my love for anatomy. And I have done that. Who am I kidding? I haven't done that as well as I should. Sometimes my grades sit like medical students. It's different, okay? We don't aspire for 90%. There's some exams that all you need is a 50 to get through. And I find out that anatomy has not been the 90 percentile range. It's more closer to the 50s. Not because of lack of trying, but I feel like there's a gap between the way we are taught and the way I learn. So I have to figure out a way that I learn better the content that is given to me. For example, embryology, which is a part of anatomy, I did not understand it at all. Throughout the first year, the teacher was speaking gibberish. Like, low key, if I hadn't attended those classes, I might have been better off than I was for attending those classes because I understood nothing. And I ended up meeting one of my friends and I told her, hey, can you teach me? Because do you understand what he's saying? And she's like, yeah, I got it. And I was like, oh, you do? And then that's how we started a study group. And I learned embryology from the ground up in like a period of like 4 or 5 weeks. And they taught me all I knew. And I went back to study on my own and I got the material down. That's how I studied that. So I now in my 300 level now, embryology makes more sense to me. And I still had another session with those same students that taught me before. They taught me again. And I'm like, why didn't the teacher just say this at the beginning? So now embryology makes more sense. I should do the same thing for histology. And I actually did it with the same people, histology. I should do the same thing for anatomy, gross anatomy, and there's another part of anatomy I'm forgetting right now. Oh well. I should do the same thing for that part of anatomy too. So, in all fairness, in all aspects, what am I forgetting? Gross anatomy, embryology, histology, maybe it's a practical aspect I'm forgetting. Gross anatomy has many sections. So it has like thorax, abdomen, and pelvis. So gross anatomy is a lot. It's not just gross. So thorax, abdomen, perineum, and pelvis. And thorax, the more we do, the more the need to study and to prepare yourself, I guess. So yeah, that could explain why there's a lot of anatomy. So what is my plan for these holidays? I plan to study. And what I have done so far this semester is I have laid a foundation where, by God's grace, in second semester, I will not always be around to lead my team, but I will always be around to prepare for my studies. So I prepared them by God's grace so that the second semester will be a time of focus that we can get these examinations done by God's grace. And I think I will create a small snippet where I share this. In academics, there's always going to be high points and low points. There's always going to be times when you are flying and times when you are crawling. The best way to succeed is to be able to modulate between those times when you're flying and when you're falling and get to a point where you realize that this season will pass. Lord, help me to make the best of my time here. So when you're flying, fly high. When you're crawling, realize it won't last forever and you get better. Just make the best of what you have and try and be better. So in conclusion, the semester has gone well. There's a lot I have learned and I've grown with. And what I'm going to leave you with is that life is full of phases. Recognize what phase you're in and make the best out of it. Okay, I have to go now. Stay blessed, stay safe, stay amazing. Have a wonderful night and a wonderful day wherever you are. And talk to you later.